Hey everyone, so I'm going to do an unboxing review of what I hope is a Scream robe, a custom robe from the movie Scream. Now I was a little bit skeptical, or maybe a lot skeptical, because this is from someone that I've never heard of, and most people online are buying either robes from a company called Public Enemy Studios or Scream robes, and they make robes that are like 100% accurate to the movie. This looks very, very accurate, but because I was so skeptical, like I've never heard of them before, and there weren't any reviews online, so that's why I'm doing a review, so that it's the only review. But yeah, I was emailing this person back and forth because their videos looked like too good to be true. That's how good these robes looked. And like I couldn't tell from their videos if it was like the same robes over and over again or what. So that's why I was so skeptical. So this isn't a Scream 1 robe, it's not a Scream 2 robe, Scream 3, Scream 4, or Scream 5. This is a custom robe, so that if this person sent me pictures and videos, then I could identify this and be like, okay, that's definitely my robe. So that I knew at least the robe was legit. Alright, so I'll show you how it's different from some of the other robes. Anyways, so it arrived, and I'm not so skeptical anymore. And I didn't even know what this person's name was, so I checked out the label here. And ironically, or fittingly enough, somebody named Sydney Marcotte, rather than Prescott. Now Sydney could be a man's name or a woman's name, because there's Sydney Portier, and then Sydney Prescott, right? So yeah, I still don't know, like in all the videos and all the pictures they're wearing a mask, so I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but we're gonna open this up, see how it looks. I'm a big fan of at least the first Scream movie. Some of the other ones, you know, they maybe could have quit while they were ahead. But I'm excited for the Scream 5 movie because they're bringing back most of the cast members. I'll be really careful opening this because it's fabric. Looks like that tape goes all the way through. So I'm just going to build that. Yeah, see, that should be kind of a tongue so the box can close. But I'm going to cut that right off. Alright. Adjust the camera a little bit. Cool, look at that. It's a really weird box. I'm opening the bottom, I think. There we go, look at that sparkle material. Isn't that cool? It's called cotton lurex. So that's the hood there. So it's hard to tell in the movie because there's so many dark scenes, but it's actually made of a shimmery fabric like that. And it's cotton material and I guess tinsel woven together, and it's really expensive, so that's why these robes are so expensive. That's got a lot of weight to it, and some foam in the hood, some Velcro so that you can attach it to the mask. So I'll have to sew some of that Velcro on there, which I can do because I can sew a bit. But I wasn't ready to take on a project like this. because I wanted my robe to be perfect. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a little bit, I was going to say a little more gray than black. Like I imagined it to be really black, but maybe the gray look is just because of the tinsel woven in there. It's pretty heavy. Got some good weight to it. Anyways, yeah, that's my robe. I know it's a little bit tricky to see on camera right now, but I'm gonna try it on and see how it fits. It's got a what do you call that? Pull cord or something? A drawstring. So it's got a drawstring. It's got these drapes, and the gloves are attached. But you can also take them off, like you can slide your hands out. Anyways, I'm gonna try this on and show you what's special about this compared to the other robes. All right, here it is. This is my Scream robe. Looks pretty amazing. It's got a nice feel to it. So I'll go over, sorry I don't have the boots on right now. It looks really funny with these socks. But I'll go over what's special about this robe compared to all the other ones. I don't know if it's gonna, like if I wanted to sell this, I don't know if it's gonna be as desirable because it's not quite like the ones from the movie, but I think it's an improvement. So I really like the look of the kind of witch's cape. So like all the triangle cuts at the bottom. And the only movie that has those is Scream 1. And in Scream 1, it's a little higher up so that you can see pant legs, but I wanted it closer to the ground, so it's a little bit lower. So there's that. And then these, people call them drapes. That's cut like the Scream 1 drapes as well. So there's that. And then in some of the other movies, they're kind of rounded off rather than square like that. But I like that look. And then in the first movie, the first robe is the only one that doesn't have Velcro. And then all the other movies have Velcro. It goes all the way from top to bottom so that you can take the whole thing off. Now, the reason I wanted this one a little bit different is because at the end of the first movie, when Sydney takes the robe off, like she's wearing the robe, she undoes it from up here. So like if they didn't have Velcro on the first movie, then that was some kind of movie magic where it could come off and drop, right? So I'd asked for Velcro to go halfway down so that you could pull it off like that, wiggle your way out, just kind of like she does in the movie. Okay. Now, I didn't want Velcro going all the way down because, that'll save whoever is making this costume a little bit of material so they don't have to zip it all the way down like that. However, I wasn't thinking about dressing a mannequin, so it might make it a little bit trickier not having Velcro all the way down. But, oh well, live and learn. For the gloves, they are permanently attached. I didn't think that they would be. Like, I thought it had some kind of opening here, but turns out the opening is secretly underneath. So you could go like that, pull that off, push your hand out from the bottom like that. So that's like a little, an extra little sleeve kind of thing. And then you can put your hand back in there. which is really cool, so that it doesn't, it is permanently attached, but there's an extra little pocket. And speaking of pockets, one thing that I wanted differently on this robe compared to all the other robes are pockets. So I've got pockets here and a pocket here, so it's a little bit higher up. But the reason I wanted it, these secret pockets, is because you can dig in, grab your knife, and pull it out. All right, so let's say, let's pretend this is a knife. That's a lint roller. Because I don't have the knife right now. Let's see how deep that is. Oh yeah, that's plenty deep enough. So there's room to spare for that lint roller. I think it's supposed to be deep enough for the knife. But like I said, I don't have the knife yet. So you know how in the garage scene, how Ghostface is knifeless, and then all of a sudden he pulls out a knife? Then you could do that. So I think that's an improvement. Now the pockets are kind of turning themselves inside out, so I might have to kind of fasten it down here at the bottom, because every time I pull something out, and the pocket's coming out with it. So I might have to sew down the corners of the pockets, but that's no biggie. And then another thing is the voice changer. You can have a voice changer in one pocket and the knife in the other. I'm left-handed, but I have to get used to having the knife in my right hand. And then one more thing I wanted to point out is that I think it was a woman who made this, because normally if you're a guy, you're and you're buttoning up like a shirt or something, then you would have the buttons on this side and the holes on this side, so that this side overlaps like that. But women's blouses do the opposite, and they overlap on the right, which is what this Velcro is doing. So that's not, I'm not nitpicking at all, I'm just suspecting it could have been a woman that made this. But I could be wrong. Anyway, so that's how the Velcro does up, is on the right side. And then you got your drawstrings up here. Anyways, I don't know how well that glitter is showing up, the sparkles, but it would probably show up in the daylight better. Oh, that's not too bad on camera. It would probably show up in daylight better or something. Maybe if I open the blinds, let a little bit of daylight in. It's really dark and gloomy out right now. This is January. But yeah, so I'm gonna add the mask and show you how it looks with the mask on. Put some boots on as well. Hey, here it is with the mask and everything. I think this mask is a ultra white mask. I know there's all these different types of masks and they all kind of look very similar, but yeah, I'm pretty sure based on the research that I did that this is ultra white. And I added some fabric over the eyes so that it's a lot darker. You can't really see. You can't see who's wearing it at all. Yeah, sorry, I don't have a lot of room in this hallway, but hopefully you can see all the sparkles and glitter from the robe. And of course I can go like this with my knife. So this is a knife that came with the a previous mask, and I lost the previous mask that I had, but this one glows in the dark. If it were dark in here, it would have like a greenish glow to it. So there's that. And then of course over here is a voice changer. So it's nice to be able to have these pockets. It's a little hard to reach in there with the gloves on, but I figured, you know, if two people were portraying one killer, then the easiest way for them to swap costumes and everything is to have a knife and the changer, voice changer and everything on them. That way they just pull off this costume and switch. So there we go. Put that in there again. So yeah, I'll take a couple more shots. The hood's getting a little heavy and it's sliding forward like that. Ideally I'd want it right about there. Now Velcro is a little bit further up, so if I were to attach the Velcro to the mask right now, it would look like this, whereas I want it positioned right about there. So I could probably pull off that Velcro, move it back a little bit. It looks like the hood's made easy enough that I could be able to do that. So there we go. I'll move the camera a little closer to the daylight. Show you what it looks like. So this is like the window right now. Maybe I'll shut this off. Turn that back on. Slide my hand out. Pretty cool. I like it. Let me know what you think. And oh yeah, so if you want a robe like this, that's from someone on Facebook who calls themselves GhostOfWoodsboro. Okay, and you could probably find them on YouTube and Instagram as well. So that's where I'm gonna trip over some stuff. That's where I got my robe. That's from Ghost of Woodsboro. Surprise, Sydney. What's the matter? Looks like you've seen a ghost. I want to play a game. It's called Guess How You're Gonna Die.